Some people are innately wired to do things like you have created this on your own. You kind of helped yourself through this. It's very unique. Most people will need someone to say, here's the structure, and I'm going to make sure you do it. But it works. Like this whole breathing structure, I didn't come up with it. I listened to a podcast and I'm like, oh, that's really good. And then I did a little more research and found out there was an app. And then I went through, like 5 days of this training. And now I have this structure that I'd done other breathing before, but this one for me was the thing I needed. It literally shuts off that part of the brain that stresses. And it's like, for me, at least. And then all of a sudden I do it. It takes me a minute when it's really bad. I'm done. I'm like, now I can objectively attack what's going on without being that feeling of overwhelm or that anxiety that comes in. Let's talk about, your experience in coaching men, this confidence thing. What are some markers or some things that you see as, let's just talk about confidence. What does it mean for a man to not be confident?
For not to be confident.
Yeah. Or confident. Either way, I want people what I want to do is I want the listeners to see if they identify themselves as, someone who maybe isn't confident. Because a lot of times we disassociate or we rename something and we don't realize that it's a confidence issue. And that was me. I was like, all these guys in this room are jerks. I was like playing this own reel in my head. And then when I really unwrapped it, it's like, wow, I'm just not confident. Mm-hmm. So what are some things that you would identify as like cues that maybe you need some work in this area?
Yeah, so there's a few main ones, and that the first one I would say is shying away from doing the things that you really want to do. So it's that I really want to do that, but I'm going to go and do that instead. It's a form of procrastination, really. But I like to think of it as you're shying away. You're not doing something that you really want to do. And, as men, we have the ability to go and get what we want if we apply ourselves. So actually, that's really a big one for me. When I speak to clients, I go, I'd like to do this. Well, why aren't you doing it? I go, well, okay, cool. Right, that's a lack of confidence, because if you had confidence in yourself that you can deal with it and you can achieve what you want to achieve, you can deal with the failures potentially, you can enjoy the success, then you're going to put yourself out and you're not going to shy away from it. So that's one thing. The other thing is for a lot of guys is procrastination, but a lot of the guys is just not taking action. It's this inaction. It's this self-doubt, this getting in your head and overthinking too much. It's a real sign of a lack of confidence for me.